HighScope is a quality approach to early childhood care and education which has been shaped and developed by research and practice over a 40-year period. It identifies and builds on children's strengths, interests, and abilities. During this presentation, we will outline the factors in which HighScope creates positive environments. A positive environment is an environment that supports all aspects of development, children's learning, and this also helps provide us as practitioners to extend on these aspects. It is also an environment where parents and staff come together to actively make opportunities for children to achieve positive outcomes. The learning environment includes the selection of equipment and materials and the arrangement of the furniture, the structure of the day's events, and the social environment created by the staff. The learning environment includes both indoor and outdoor aspects. We will now outline both of these in more detail. Indoor environments create order, flexibility, appropriate lighting, appropriate surfaces, provide suitable storage for the children to access, and clearly labels what the toys and materials are to make it easy for children to make decisions. It also clearly defines areas, for example, the house area or the reading area. The early childhood playground should be considered an extension of the classroom. There are many benefits of outdoor environments, including encouraging interaction with and a respect for nature, allows space for the children to release energy, challenges children's physical abilities, and also will promote language skills.
Inclusion strategies enable children to participate fully in activities and daily routines within the setting by adapting activities, environments, and approaches to caring and educating all types of young children. As ECCE practitioners, our role is to make sure the setting is inclusive by planning for each child's individual learning needs. This involves the order of the day's events, and each event is allocated a certain amount of time. This makes the children feel reassured and empowered. However, it is important to plan these events carefully and to take on board the full range of both physical and personal needs to allow flexibility for children not to feel too rushed when carrying out their activities. Planned reviews need to the HighScope curriculum. This includes about a 10 to 15 minute period during the day in which children plan what they want to do during their work time. They then have 45 to 60-minute work time to carry out their chosen activity, and then moving on to a 10-minute period for reviews and recalling with practitioners and other children what they have done and learned. Planning will encourage children to communicate and share any ideas they have, choices they want to make, and decisions for themselves. Planning also promotes their self-confidence and gives them a sense of control in their lives. It will then lead to involvement and concentration in their play. Active learning is generally defined as any instructional method which engages children in the learning process. To put it shortly, active learning requires the children to do meaningful learning activities and then think about what they are doing. There are 5 key ingredients of active learning, and they include materials, manipulation, choice, trial, language and thought, and finally, adult support.
Materials. Settings must provide diverse, age-appropriate materials which are appealing to all the senses and open-ended, which will help to expand children's experiences and stimulate their thoughts. Manipulation is when children make discoveries through direct hands-on and minds-on contact with the resources provided. Children can choose their materials and play partners and plan activities for their interests. Children describe what they are doing and understanding by communicating verbally and also non-verbally. Adults encourage children's intentions, reflections, problem-solving, and creativity through scaffolding, which builds on the children's current level of thinking. Recording child observations is used to provide assessments of young children of their knowledge and abilities. Observing children can be useful, especially if children have additional needs. Getting information from portfolios or pictures and other types of documentation can be useful with observations to complete the child observation record. It is important to date your observations. At the beginning, you must include when and where it is happening and who you are observing. In the middle, describe what the child is doing and saying, and make sure to use quotation marks to quote the child's language. In the end, if possible, state the outcome of the observation. Key experiences are statements describing social, cognitive, and physical developments of children. They have evolved over the past 30 years through child development theories and observations. These help guide adults as they observe, support, and plan activities for children. They also help maintain a reasonable expectation for children and give meaning to what children are doing.
When problem solving, it is important to acknowledge children's feelings. In HighScope, they use a 6-step approach to solve problems and resolve conflicts, and they are: approach calmly, acknowledge feelings, gather information, restate problem, ask for solutions and choose one, and be prepared to give follow-up support. Approach calmly. You must observe as you approach and prepare for a positive outcome. Be aware of your body language and remain neutral to respect all points of view. To acknowledge feelings, use simple descriptive words like "you seem sad," and also use words that will reflect the intensity of their emotions, like "you were very, very upset." Gathering information. Listen carefully for detail and ask open-ended questions. Restate the problem. Make sure to check with the children to see if they are happy that you've identified the problem. Ask for solutions and choose one together. Respect and explore all the children's ideas. Help children to understand the term cause and effect so that complicated solutions become concrete and possible to carry out. And lastly, check with each child to see if the problem was solved, especially if it made them very upset. It is important to respect that children may have different types of parents. For example, a single-parent mother, 2 working parents, a grandparent, or even a parent who has limited access to their children. When building a partnership with parents, they have the right to expect high-quality, flexible services expanding to changing needs of families. When working with parents, you need to be able to negotiate, listen, manage conflicts, try not to be judgmental, empathize, make quick decisions, reflect, and set good, clear boundaries. That's our presentation on how HighScope creates a positive environment. Thank you for listening.